So the last thing that I want to bring up. So we're gonna move away from Marvel and we're gonna go into DC. And this is Micheal B. Jordan's Superman project. So Micheal B. Jordan is producing a Superman related series, and the show has found 2 writers for HBO Max. It focuses on a character named Val Zod, which is
is that
Earth
confirmed?
2's. Yes.
Okay, because I heard people talking about it before, and they weren't actually concerned if they were doing Earth 2
So
or not. So that's good.
it's confirmed that it's Earth 2. Val Zod.
Right.
He's a black Kryptonian. And he ends up on Earth, same type of deal. But he becomes Superman on a Earth where the Clark Kent Superman is dead.
Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff went down.
Then Earth 2.
And eventually he gets pitted against a brainwashed Clark Kent Superman. So it's not confirmed if Micheal B. Jordan will be in the series or not. He's just an executive producer at the moment. And this is part of the Outlier Society production, who is supposed to also be responsible for the live action Static Shock project.
Mm-hmm.
So
are they still was that? I'm sorry to just go off topic real quick, but was that Static Shock project canceled, or are they still doing it?
They're still doing it.
It's in the works.
Based on what they talked about at DC Fandom. It's in the works.
Well, that's good.
They have a live action series coming. Just to touch on briefly, they have a live action Static Shock series coming. They're relaunching the animated stuff based on the new comic, and they're doing a whole milestone animated universe stuff, which is pretty exciting. But yeah, that's about for the static stuff.
Well, before we start, this is the Blerd mob, Black Nerd. So let's celebrate the Black excellence. Shout out to Micheal B. Jordan for pushing his career forward as a Black creative. Shout out to him for that. I don't know nothing about Zod. Can y'all please tell me what that is? Like, what should we?
I don't know much about.
I wanted to give him his flowers first, though.
This is the discussion that I wanted to get into because I did not know that they were actually serious about this. So it was like a year or so ago that it was announced that Micheal B. Jordan was interested in doing a Superman, playing Superman or doing a Superman-like show. And the big uproar was, why are we turning Superman? Why are we rebooting characters and turning them black? And why weren't we focusing on Black heroes that are currently established in the DC universe?
Still agree with that.
I was against it because of that reason. Like, why are we rebooting Superman and making him black?
Exactly.
And the arguments were, this is a Superman from another Earth, which Val Zod is. But I was like, okay, what if that's the excuse that you want to give it? But
I kind of feel like that's
so
a
many
cop-out.
In a way,
it's a cop out because I'm tired of them rebooting Superman. I am. Like, there's so many we've increased in the amount of Black DC superheroes who have seen live action because we've gotten the Black Lightning show. The Batwoman live action show has introduced Batwing. DC's Legends of Tomorrow has put Vixen in it, and even The Flash has used the Black version of Wally West into it. We've gotten some of the villains like Black Tiger, who was in Arrow, as well as Guardian. He's not a villain, he was a hero, but Guardian was also in Arrow. We can go Suicide Squad. Deadshot. Being in Suicide Squad.
Just make Micheal B. Jordan the actual Green Lantern that we all want. And let's go down route. I would love that.
And I was going to touch on that. I'm glad you brought that up, because I was like, he could easily, because
we're supposed to be getting a core movie too, so.
For Jon Stewart's Green Lantern?
We're supposed to be getting a Green Lantern core movie. Supposedly, Jon Stewart would be the main character of it, but I'm not sure.
It's gonna be Hal Jordan.
Put my boy Michael as the Green Lantern. Now that's something.
It's gonna be Hal Jordan.
I'd love to see.
It's gonna be Hal Jordan. I hate him, but it's gonna be Hal Jordan. But I feel like, and I agree with Ryan, that they could have easily brought Jon Stewart's Green Lantern to the big screen. And because we're celebrating Black excellence, with Jon Stewart being a Black Green Lantern, and if you remember from the Justice League show, he did a lot of stuff in his community. He was somebody to look up to in his community, and then on top of him being Green Lantern, that's a lot. That's a big impact, and I think it could deliver the same type of impact that Black Lightning did.
Not only that, but the Lantern Corps has actually gotten some recently new great additions. There's a teen Green Lantern who's a Black girl who hacks like a lantern ring to make it work for her. Pretty interesting story. And then we have a Black female Green Lantern that's currently my new favorite of the Green Lantern characters, because I'm not even that big fan, but she got me reinterested into their whole mythos. So that actually would have been an interesting show or movie if they decided to have gone forward and done that. But since I guess no one knows who Val-Zod is except me on the panel, I'll just give a brief thing. He's a Kryptonian. In Earth 2, more than just Clark survived the destruction of Krypton. Val came second after him and was trapped, basically used for research and stuff like that. And when Darkseid invaded Earth, he was released from his like stasis and was like, I have to fix this, basically. Basically just trying to pick up the pieces of like what was left off. Like a lot of bad things happened. Like we lost Batman. Catwoman was a hero, I think, in Earth 2. She died.
Lois Lane died.
Yeah, Lois Lane dies. Robin, who was a girl, gets sent off to regular Earth, and there's stuff about that. But if they might explain it in the series, so I won't touch on it. Supergirl, I think, is also leaves Earth. Yeah, she gets sent away as well. Like it's a whole. Earth 2 is basically what would happen if Earth 1 just went to shit. Val-Zod is basically like seen as the pinnacle last hope for humanity. Almost. I mean, there are other heroes still working with him and other things like that. Like I think there's the Green Lantern of Earth 2 is different from the Green Lanterns of Earth 1 in the fact that he is a guardian of Earth. He is the guardian of the green, the way his rank works and stuff like that. So if they decide with this the Val-Zod show, if they're doing it based on the Earth 2 comic, they actually have a lot of interesting plot lines they can pull from. Besides that, so he is his own character. You don't have to worry about that. But to Ralph's point, it is somewhat of kind of a cop-out because they could have focused on a main hero within DC who was Black if they wanted to do a Black hero story.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, do we really need another Superman reboot? I understand he's Black. I understand his name's not Clark Kent. I understand he has a different storyline, but how many times are we going to reboot Superman?
No, I mean, that's a fair question. Because in my opinion, Henry Cavill did a great job, I think, as with what they gave him as Clark Kent. Was it the best written Clark Kent ever? No, but that's more on DC's fault than it is the actors.
To be honest, Superman is probably the most boring hero in DC.
He can be. I mean, it depends on who's writing him. Because the thing is, most people are like, he's basically a god, so let's just, I don't know, give him like a lot of action stuff. Yeah. The most interesting stories to me are when he's actually like morally, when stuff challenges him morally. Because that's probably the most interesting thing about Superman is that he is a very morally sound character. So what happens when you put stuff in front of him that he has to somewhat either bend his rules or break them to solve?
I guess
because the physical stuff isn't what's interesting about Superman. Because
that is true.
He can win any fight.
Yeah, if he really like put his Boy Scout principles to the side and really like let loose. But the other thing I wanted to bring up, if they move forward with this, is that I don't want it to turn into like a race thing. Like, what does it? So, like, you know how they explored in Falcon and the Winter Soldier of Sam becoming Captain America. What did it mean for a Black man to be Captain America? I would rather, sure, it's a concept that you can touch on, but I would rather not the series be focused on that.
Like, I think it'd be hard to do considering that this is a different Superman altogether.
But
like
it is a Superman altogether, but we know that live actions shows change plot lines and they readapt things. So depending on how they do it, I don't want it to be where he's trying to fill in like this past, because as we already said, he's on an Earth where Clark Kent Superman is dead. So I don't want them to do it to where he's trying to live up to this white guy in tights. The whole season.
Yeah.
Like don't make it a race thing. Like we're coming to watch like a nice comic book related plot. Like keep it that.
Right. That's what I would like to see. Like, sure, you can touch on the fact that he is a black Superman, and that means a lot depending on how you look at it. But I don't want the series to be focused, because what I've learned about Val-Zod in the comic storyline, there's so much that they can play on instead of Black Superman.
Black Superman, yeah. No, and I actually, that's why I was like, I hope when you confirmed it was Val-Zod, I actually was like, oh, cool, this might be an interesting series based on what I know of Earth 2's universe, more so than just the concept of he's Superman, but he's black, because that's not a
and
story,
that's what I thought it
character.
was. When they first announced that Micheal B. Jordan was interested in doing a Superman-type project, I was like, okay, Clark Kent's about to be black. Micheal B. Jordan is really going to put on the Superman suit and act like he's a black Clark Kent, like, you know. And that's where I was coming from. Like, there's so many,
and let one hang over or something instead of a curl.
And that's where I was saying, like, there's so many other black heroes, but the fact that Val-Zod, you know, has a comic book storyline, he is Superman, but he has more to it. Now I am more comfortable with them moving on with the project than I was before.
Mm-hmm. It's I don't really know much about the DC side of things, but you know, just hearing this whole Micheal B. Jordan situation, I would have to agree with you. I will hope they wouldn't do the race thing. And from listening to what McMillian said, it seems like they have enough, you know, lore and information to not go that direction.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just hope they, you know, don't go that other direction and just go the direction of tell what was his name? Val-Zod, and tell Val-Zod's story and not some Black Superman story.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, y'all? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get more updates from the mob. For the full discussion and more discussions like this one, click the link in the description. Thanks for watching.
Rock with it, let me pop my shit. Let me pop my shit. Hands up.